Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jesse. Welcome to the Hot Mess with Jess. Today, I got a fantastic guest on that I admire this man's work, love working with him, and I just love watching the guy that work. He is so funny, has such a steady control of the room, and well, he's going to take over this podcast because he's that damn good. Please give it up for Tye Erskin, everybody. Tye, how are you doing out there?
What's going on, man? Finally got some color up in here. Something.
What? I can't have a white episode. I love also just to bring out the race in this episode. Your room is dark, my room is bright as shit.
Hey, man, I was telling somebody that this week too. I am when it's like daytime, all the blinds up, and when at nighttime, I don't know why I just turn all the lights off. I think it's my mom in the back of my head, like the electric bill might go high, so turn the lights off.
It is. I in my household, the hot the we didn't turn on the heat until January. Until then, you wore double up hoodies and everything. So we'd have one hoodie, two hoodie, three hoodie. We just look like that kid from the Christmas Story when he has all the jackets on.
Yeah, somebody put on social media that was like, when you get rich, what's like one ghetto thing you still do? And I was like, open up my oven before I turn on my heat for sure. It's just a ritual, that lets you know that wintertime is here.
I used to do that too. As Italians, we used to do that too, man.
I mean, we gotta tell people we made it through the mud in Youngstown.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I think
that's why we have so many of the same idiosyncrasies, is because
yeah,
we are both from the 330. We are both from
yeah,
Youngstown, Ohio. And now we're both in Columbus. We're both doing comedy, which is
yeah,
such a weird, line for line for line, the thing we're doing. It's
yeah.
awesome. But I'm not saying you do the same. You do something very different. You have a very calm, cool demeanor on stage that I think is so fucking cool. I can never have that cool energy. Mine is freak out energy when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
But you look like after sex cigarette. Like, all right, man, what are we doing now? You're
It's,
so damn cool, and I hate it. It's so
it's
good.
crazy. It's crazy because I didn't start out that way. I used to be like very animated and very physical because my influence was Martin Lawrence, so I thought I had to be that way.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm just like, yeah, that's not me, bro.
Mine
So
was
I
the
just cool.
mine was the opposite. It was Carlin. I was very quiet,
Okay.
not quiet, but like very laser focused on certain things. And then I just
Mhm.
got really weird. So that's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
interesting. We
yeah.
kind of did the opposite. So Martin Lawrence was one of your influences.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy. Like I think Martin and probably Bernie Mac was my mom's favorite comics. And a couple years ago, I finished watching. I was studying Martin's TV show, and because I wanted to see like how many like
That's a
episodes
template.
I knew. Yeah, I wanted to know like how many episodes have I like watched. To my surprise, I only missed one, and I knew like all the episodes, and I was confused. And I told my mom, I was like, "How much did you play Martin? Because I must have been watching
you
it with you or something."
you're just subconsciously going through like, I know this
Yeah,
episode. No,
yeah,
Martin,
man.
Martin, man, that was a template for sitcoms that
Yeah,
I wish would come back. Like, I mean, just I don't know. And I was sitting with my wife. We were watching these classic sitcoms from that period, and I don't know what magic they all found to put in a bottle, but they have. It's not. It doesn't exist anymore. It's
yeah,
not. I mean, shows like that, it blows my. I wish those shows would come back. Maybe that's the old men in us, even though we're in our
yeah,
30s. We're like, I wish we had the studio laughs with the comedians and their there was something about that live energy in the show where like Martin can react to the crowd. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and you're like, they're trying not to break, but they want to break. They don't want to
yeah,
break. And it's there's something because sitcoms don't do that anymore. It feels so manufactured.
yeah,
Factored.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind
You
of
When I went back and I looked, my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off. When I
no,
went
you're
back
good.
and looked at it, like you could tell that they were like making the jokes up on the fly. There's this specific
Well,
episode where like Tommy and Pam are like roasting Martin and Gina, and you could just kind of tell like maybe they might have had like one or two where it's like, okay, this is my joke, but like for the most part, you could tell they was going back and forth because her name is Tashina Arnold. Like you could see her and Martin like when they throw jabs at each other. They try to like hold back the laughs. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And they had a chemistry. They had a
Mhm.
really good like nowadays. I don't feel like actors have that type of chemistry where they work off each other so damn well, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
and it's like it's just it's quality. I think what we're bitching about right here is just we want that quality kind of show. I mean,
Yeah.
I miss it, and I don't know. Maybe we'll get it back. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But at least at the
Maybe.
end of the day, someone said if you got the DVDs, you got the streaming.
Yeah.
Do you own a box set of this?
I got seasons 2 and 3, but then but that was like in high school and then streaming started.
Own,
So
own them. Don't let streaming hold you back because
yeah.
I would no. The reason why I'll tell you this is because I have so many golden oldies
Hmm.
sitcoms that I love, and streaming will take those away in a minute. And when they take that away,
Yeah.
it is a violation because like I love like shows like Titus. I like the
Yeah.
Bernie Mac show. I mean that's still on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually go ahead, my fault.
I was gonna say I'm like a simp for that style of fourth wall
Hmm.
breaking because like especially Bernie Mac does it.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like a masterclass. Like Titus, Bernie Mac. I'm trying to think who else used to do the break the wall format, but I love that format of sitcom, like where it felt like it was a weekly hangout and they were telling you a story that you got to watch play out, and it was just like again, just it was just magic. I'm gonna bitch about this. I wish we didn't talk about this. I'm gonna bitch
Hey,
about it.
I forgot I got Tubi. I logged on and I started watching that. I saw they had the Drew Carey show. So I started watching
Love
that.
that show.
Yeah, I love
Love
that.
that
And
show.
Peacock used to have three, what's it called? It's about the aliens coming to America, 3 stars from the sun or something like that.
Oh,
What's it?
Third Rock from the Sun.
Yes, and I was
That was a
watching that. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, the Drew Carey show was a banger for me. TBS used to air that 3 to 4 o'clock every day after school. I would rush home just so I could watch it, and I loved all the episodes. I loved all the stuff they did. Like I remember there was one episode they would do an improv episode
Hmm.
where like if a bell dings, that means they have to do an alternative line to what they said. There's
Okay.
another episode where there was a mistake episode where they would just purposely make mistakes, and
Uh-huh.
it's like you don't see that same energy with shows anymore. And like
Yeah.
and I think that I think our generation. I'm always gonna say this. Our generation, we gotta bring it back. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listen. I would love to see a Tye Erskin sitcom. I would love to see that. I could imagine like they'll frame it a little bit like you're on the air somewhere, you're podcasting about your life, and then we get to see what's going on in your week and all that stuff.
That would be a
Tell
good
me,
idea.
tell me
That would
what
be a
would
good
it be the
idea.
show?
You know what's actually? I'm looking it up right now. You know what's actually good? It gives you those old school sitcom vibes. It's that Mike Epps show on Netflix where it's called The Upshaws. It's coming up to its last season, but it gives you like that old school '90s sitcom vibe for sure. Like if you haven't watched that, you should definitely check it out.
Oh,
Before I forget, bro, I
oh
was on.
God, I never.
I
How this show got buried for me in my algorithm.
Yeah, it's a really good show, bro. Like, and they cuss too. So like, like they cuss. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
good. Do you know who had a
one.
really good show that got cut off? I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. We keep cutting
Oh
each
no, you're
other off.
fine. Oh no, you're fine. I like that show because Wanda Sykes, she's a really good writer, and she's a writer on that show. I really like her on there. But real quick, bro, I was watching Sunset Live, Richard Pryor, and
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know. I really wasn't. I was just going back, and bro, I realized that he said in that special that he lived in Youngstown. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
How did I not know
which
that? Like,
he did a show in Youngstown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is like the crazy. It's the Youngstown story. And
yeah,
and if you want, if you're a true Priors fan, have you ever seen JoJo Dancer? Your Life is Calling.
no, but he has a lot of movies on Tubi, so I'm about to
So
go down a deep dive.
watch that movie because they actually show the Youngstown story. So what happened
Okay.
was Richard Pryor's quote unquote made a movie that's an autobiography. He will say it's not an autobiography. You watch the movie, it's a fucking autobiography. It's his life. He
Yeah.
just made a new he just changed his name to JoJo Dancer. That's all he did. but it's his life. And they show that scene, and it's oh god. But Live at the Sunset Strip is what is it about that special? You think for me, like Pryor's has a lot of good specials and albums, but for me, that one like just that was the mountaintop for me. What do you think about that special? Really made that the mountaintop?
Well, I wasn't alive when it happened, but it was an incident where he caught on fire, right? So to
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
it's kind of similar to so the special that made me want to do comedy was Martin Lawrence Run Tell That. And his that was his first special when he like had a mental breakdown and he was running in the street of LA or whatever. So I think people just get like, okay, what happened? Like tell us, like what we heard it, but we want to you're here, you're alive. Like what the fuck happened? So I think it's kind of like that. And plus, like back in the day, they didn't have Twitter or anything like that. So if you wanted to know what happened, you had to either hear it from that person or you saw it like in the tabloids or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that I think it's something like that as well too. And then looking back at it, I think he might have had like a. I was looking at the cameras. He had hella camera angles. I think he might have had a dolly back there. So
He did.
I think that might have been like revolutionary too. I don't know because I can't remember the time period and what other specials was out. But I just think for me, looking back at it a couple weeks ago, I was like, he really had like hella camera angles. Was it necessary? I don't think so. But I think it just gave it a different like
I
tone to it.
I think that pressure came from Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
because Eddie Murphy in the 80s especially reinvigorized stand-up comedy in a way that it brought it to this cool rock star level. Like I would say between let's say from 60s to maybe mid 80s, there was this kind of underdog style
Hmm.
of comedy. Eddie Murphy was kind of like leather jumpsuits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it kind of felt like you were going to a rock and roll show. It was,
Hmm.
and then that's when you had Sam Kinison who did a lot of screaming in his act and all that stuff. Like 80, I think Eddie Murphy started a trend, and I think that's when comedy sort of got a glam up, and everybody was trying to go, okay, now what can we do with it? How can we glamorize up? How can we make it? How can we carry this baton? I mean that's what happens when you trailblaze. Everybody goes, okay, this is the prototype. Now, how do I take that and go forward with it? Now,
Yeah.
let me put that question on you. Let me put that
Hmm.
question on you now. You have all these influences. You've watched everything. What do you feel is the Tye Erskine signature with your comedy? Like, is there a project that you want to do? And if there is a project, what is that Erskine esque that you want
Hmm.
to put to the project?
To be honest with you, I think like uh kind of just like well really I want to share I don't know if I need to get married first, but I want to share I want to share like my road to like being a bachelor, you know what I'm saying? Like just the journeys like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to call the special I don't know if I want to call like the special this or if I just want to like make it a bit, but like
Yeah.
I have my own version of vagina monologues, like the different vaginas that I've like experienced while, being on this bachelor life, and I think that'll be I think it's a different way. I think it's
Yeah.
it acknowledges and honors, women, but it also honors and acknowledge like my journey on the other side of like this vagina, So I so I'm really looking like forward to like
Ah.
getting to like that level where I can like just fully talk about like the women that I chose and that I decided to be dealing with and just the stupid stuff that I put up with and the stuff that just didn't make sense, all that type of stuff. Just because dudes like we talk about a lot of stuff, but like I don't really see too many men go up there and be like share their emotions. The last one I could really recall was like Jared Carmichael when he came out for like the 17th time. So
Oh my god.
so
That's another person who had a GOAT sitcom that
yeah.
NBC
Oh yeah,
dropped
yeah,
for I don't
yeah.
know what reason. Like it was filmed from a live audience, and then every week they handled like the most tabooiest like topics.
Great cast. I
Great
mean,
cast.
great cast. Who knew like
Great.
Loretta Devine was that funny? Like,
Dude,
great cast.
I could have never thought that. I'm
Yeah,
like, her? And then I'm like, oh, like she didn't even have to talk sometimes. She just had to
yeah,
like look at the camera and you just broke like a motherfucker.
yeah.
Like, but that again, sorry, it's to say
Oh no,
that's
no.
another dude that
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
generational run at a sitcom, which when
yeah.
when TV canceled that, I was like, okay, we could just pack TV up. We're
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
day,
Because
if
it only
this
lasted what
if
3 seasons?
3 seasons, if this
Yeah,
show can't do it, then what
yeah.
the fuck? I don't want to be a part of it. But
But
anyway,
also, that let's be real. That show was a little too real. Like it was.
but they, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
But I mean, like, I mean, I would rather something real versus like just this frothy bullshit you get on TV
yeah.
nowadays, where it's just like,
So
oh, where's the cake? And then the guy comes up behind the
yeah.
fridge and he has frosting over his face, and then the audience is dying laughing, and it's a fake audience, and you're like, come on.
You know what? NBC had another good one. NBC dropped the ball on a lot of them. NBC had Marlon. Marlon was actually pretty good too. I
Oh
like
my
Marlon.
god, yeah,
Only
yeah,
ended
yeah,
up
yeah,
like
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
seasons,
yeah.
but Marlon was pretty good, especially because he had Essence Atkins, and she's a really good she's really good. Their chemistry is really good together. I can't wait to. I think they're gonna be in Scary Movie 6 together, so I can't wait to
Oh,
see that.
Maroon, I cannot wait to see that
Yeah,
movie. Oh God,
yeah,
I'm glad they got the reins back.
yeah.
I'm glad they got the reins back because, like, just want to talk about writing and specifically Scary Movie, the first movie, in my
Mhm.
humble opinion, of all the parody films I've watched, that one is is probably one of the best parody films of all time
Yeah.
because it goes beat for beat with the Scream movie. And when
Hmm.
I mean beat for beat, like they're not just making dumb Ghostface jokes. They're actually taking lines from the actual fucking movie and turning them into setups for punchlines.
Yeah.
To the point where when I watch Scream now, I start laughing because start laughing because the one scene where Billy is saying that menacing line where he's like, "You know, I was at home watching Exorcist the other night. All I keep hearing is Anna Faris going like, "Oh my god!" So I masturbated with a crucifix once, and I got drunk, and I'm like, "Oh!" Or just like shit like that. Or the part where Sean Wayne's is stabbing his friend, like, this is what they get for canceling. I can't even finish the line. It made me laugh. I'm
Yeah.
like, that is literally right from the movie. And it's just like, oh my God, like that's the type of again, we're talking I think we're getting right back into the same thing we're talking about is this quality of comedy. I'm just plugging in my computer real quick.
I know you go.
But yeah, no, like this quality of comedy that like is I think on the rise and coming back because I think everybody is kind of sick of this very manufactured comedy and they want to see
Yeah.
something authentic and something real and something that might be a little uncomfortable just because that's what comedy was. Comedy thrusted kind of these uncomfortable ideas to make you think, to thought provoke. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
you go, like George Carlin's Seven Dirty Words. I mean, those
Hmm.
were he said those words. They were uncomfortable, but he said them because he had to prove a point, and it proved the point.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
going back to what you were talking about earlier, you know,
Hmm.
you're wanting to get into that sort of territory where you're being authentic, you're being personal with your version of what you want to do with the vagina monologues,
Hmm.
which is a funny premise and everything. It's really good. I definitely could see kind of a one man show with it because
Yeah.
I mean the life of a bachelor is different now. I mean when you look
Yeah.
at a lot of life of a bachelor kind of products nowadays in movies and TV shows, a lot of them are reminiscence of the 90s, a little bit of the mid 2000s and all stuff. But like today, like love and romance is completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is new pitfalls that I don't think existed in the past. Like, what would you say would be some like pitfalls you think as a bachelor that you have gone through that you were like, I don't think anybody in the 90s would have got?
Um, in the 90s would have got. I think maybe just not having that advice from a male figure. Like
Mhm.
in the 90s, you might have your uncle you know what I'm saying, or something like that, telling you like make sure you make your finger smelly. But but outside of that right now,
I love how out of all the advice pieces, that was the first one that bubbled up to the top of your head. You're like,
hey man, listen, my uncle, where was we going, bro? First of all, my uncle, we was in the car. I think it was me, my cousin, Gavin, and Corey, and we was going to Best Buy. And this dude played a Snoop Dogg song, and it was talking about, "Do you have a fresh pair of panties on?" And they was singing it, and it's my song to this day. I love the song, right? Yeah, like if I ever have a lady come over, I'm going to play it. And he was just telling us about like how you got to do the smell test first, and I'm like, bro, what the is the smell? But
all
they don't
right,
do that no more. They don't do that no more. They don't. They don't do that no
dude.
more.
Uncles always have like these weird pieces of advice that you're like, what the
Yeah.
hell did he just say?
Yeah.
Like,
And you know what? I think that's why my finger and joke work. I think that's why. Because,
because
because like
it's backed in research.
yes, like we really and you know what's so funny? Like the thing I love about doing comedy the most is that yeah, everyone's looking at me, but I get to see everyone's reaction. That's
Oh my
the
god,
best
it's
part for
amazing.
me. And you could just see I always point it out, but you can always see the first thing I say is we got to get back to fingering these young ladies, and literally a woman will grab her man or put her head on the shoulder, and I'm just like, dog, I'm setting it up for you, dog.
I'm
Like I
setting
don't
it up.
know, yeah, and it's like, but the reason why I tell that joke is because that's the type of authenticity I'm trying to talk about. Like for me, like I am like a believer of Jesus, and I feel like sometimes at church they don't really
Real
tell.
quick, great transition from fingering to being a believer in Jesus. Just want to throw that out there. Just a legendary transition. Just wanted to. I wasn't gonna let you. I wasn't gonna let that shit go because
I am
you're
a
like,
believer of the all hot Christ, okay? And I've realized with talking to some of the guys in my church that they can't really like speak freely how they want to. They always got to be like, "Oh, God bless you, man of God." Like, no, just call me Ty. I mean, we ain't got to do all that. And when I talk to them one on one, like, they really open up and like
yeah,
they
yeah.
really, talk like how they used to talk or whatever. And like for me, so that's why I do my comment. I'm like, I'm gonna like tell the truth, like you would as a pastor or whatever. But I'm also gonna tell like the dirty truth. That's what really needs to be told is like the dirty
Mm.
truth. And like I just with that simple joke, like yes, fingering is something simple, but fingering is like I can't really talk about this, but fingering is like a very like intimate thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're
Mhm.
not doing it all like aggressive, but I'm just saying like it's a very like passionate, intimate thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just warming her up. You could do that playing Maxwell or something like that. And then, then she ready. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah,
but we don't do that no more. We just want to get straight to the humping and we gotta like slow it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like we do. We gotta
we
slow it
do. No,
down.
no, we do. We do. Like
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I mean, like when you're single and you're in your 20s and the opportunity to have sex is there, you're gonna jump at it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But for me, I was always nervous of the jump because
Mhm.
you don't know what you're jumping into. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, is she crazy? Does she have a jilted ex that wants to kill you now?
Yeah.
We are jumping out of airplanes without parachutes half the time, and then now we're in a situationship where we don't know what this is. We don't know and they're still dealing with their ex's bullshit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like for me, sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to deal with this fucking thing, and it's yeah, no, like I
I
I
was
love. I love talking about this stuff because I think it's so untalked about because I think everyone always tries to act like they know the answers.
yeah.
At which everybody tries to be our uncle from the '90s. Like, hey, listen, come here, come back. It's like
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to admit I have two comedy specials, and in both of them I discuss all this crap, and in
Mhm.
each of them I'm no expert.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
go out of my way and I have two documentations of me not being an expert.
Yeah,
But
I ain't gonna hold you, like, I love to finger a woman, it's nice, but,
yeah.
like, when I look at my hand, I'll be like, "Man, this shit ain't doing nothing, man." I wish I had a longer fingers and my penis was longer, for real. I would take longer fingers. Cause I'm like, boy, I'll kill you with these fingers, girl. You ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Then afterwards, I'm putting the dick in you too. Like that's I just like that shit. But the reason why I talk like that is because like when you be at church, they don't. It's like they be so PG, and it's like y'all be fucking. Come on,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
know what I'm saying. So that's
It,
why that's why I talk the way I talk on stage, just because like where I come from, like the dudes, they just be so like tight, and it's like, and then like when you be hanging out with dudes that that don't go to church, they be loose, but it
Mhm.
still be some topics they don't want to discuss, and it's like I think men not having that camaraderie to be able to discuss certain things is why we are like suffering right where we are
I
now,
think it is.
or like suffering in relationships because we don't have other men to discuss these certain things with.
I think that is a very big element of the male loneliness epidemic is that
Yeah,
like people are not okay with not knowing stuff and admitting they don't know stuff so that they have the opportunity to learn something because some people and it's sad when they do admit they know nothing or they don't know enough they're ridiculed by it and then
yeah,
therefore it calcifies the anger the hate the and the thing and let's face it things you don't understand you end up not liking
yeah,
because
yeah.
you don't get it and then that's where you get this kind of anger but it's like you know it's and you need to information is key sharing information is key I mean I'm going to bring it back to comedy how many
Hmm.
times we share booker information how many times do we share tags with each other like hey you should tag this with your joke and this and that oh hey thanks and that joke got funnier because you took a tag and then you give that comic a tag and then they're being funnier and that's how it
Yeah.
works like that's how comics get better. And I've always put that in every other aspect of my life. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I've had people ask me awkward questions about like certain things with regarding that, and
Hmm.
I'll answer it to them. I'm not gonna make them feel dumb. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, look, it's yeah, I'm not gonna be all fucking bravado and all that bullshit. I'm gonna be like, hey, it's cool, man. Trust me, I didn't fucking know. You know?
I think I understood it when I used to coach track, and this
Yeah.
dude came up. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but this dude, he was a cool little dude. I think he might have been a freshman, man. And he asked me this question, and I did not think he was serious. And I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He was like, "Hey, coach." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "'Cause I think we was already talking about sex. I'm just answering their little questions." And he was like, "Does sex hurt?" And I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, when you put it in, do it hurt. I'm like, are you for real? I'm like, and you just be like, oh my gosh, you ain't got nobody to talk to about this, huh? Okay.
Greatness
Oh
is sometimes thrusted upon you. I mean that
yeah,
figuratively, not literally.
yeah.
And sometimes you have to be somebody's hero to explain all these things.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a burden, but other times it's good that you're the because when someone goes to you and says, "Hey, I trust you enough. I want to ask these questions." I mean, that's an honor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what that people should aspire to being the people that feel they can go to you because that just shows number one you're a good person you have good character and you know you're willing to help others and I think if more people were like that I feel if more people this world would be completely different
Yeah, and
completely different.
with that being said, I know that a lot of you come up to me with a lot of questions, so just in life in general. I'm just one of those people that a lot of people come up to me and ask me a whole bunch of random shit, or they'll just come telling me their whole life story. Listen, okay, I mean, like, it's cool and everything, but like, I do have friends, I could tell. So don't like just like people just be like, I'll be like, dog, I just met you 2 minutes
Ty,
ago.
when are you going to get your midnight hour romance talk show? When you, I'm calling in already. I'm
Hey,
going to call
yo,
in.
Rokri Radio, bro. We both did that
Yeah,
together,
we
man.
did do that. We
Thank you,
did. Oh
man.
my God, Rooker Radio for those.
You know,
No, no, that was the Youngstown State's radio station. We both were on that, and yeah, again, like another weird thing that we both
yeah,
did.
man.
There is like, that's why I was like, I've been meaning to get you on the show because I was like, Ty and I have the most different styles of comedy, but we share a very, very strange origin.
Yeah,
Like just like where we came from, the paths we navigated to get to where we are. We're both in Columbus. It's but you know, but that's I think that's one of the aspects of comedy that I love so much is that you and I were kind of incubated in the exact same environment and still two different styles of comedy came out of it.
I
Now,
don't. My fault. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was about to say I don't tell people that my first time actually doing comedy was in Youngstown. It was at a talent show, but I just don't tell people because
Why
yeah,
don't you? What happened at the talent show? What
you
happened?
know. Well, I definitely bombed. But I definitely bombed. But I just didn't know how to do it. Like I just didn't know. Like, am I supposed to write this shit down? That
Yeah.
for the longest time, that's what kind of like hindered me. I didn't know. Am I supposed to write this down? I'm supposed to,
Hmm.
And then I
Yeah.
was dating a young lady, and she just kept telling me to do it, and I was like, okay, this ain't you talking because you're not. I just felt like it was God talking through her. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just start, and then I just started writing shit, and then when I went to go see Dion Cole, I didn't know he was preparing for a special, but he was. It was just a show, but he was actually like using that show to work on his first Netflix special, and he came out there with his phone, and he had all his jokes written on his phone. I was like, that's literally the same thing I do. So that gave me like confirmation I was on the right path. But back then,
Yeah.
I didn't have no type of reference. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just like, all right, I'll get back to doing this later. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I remember scouring the internet for all these makeshift how to do stand-up comedy websites and trying to
hmm
learn because this is before the age of podcasting was big.
hmm
I think there like the time I wanted to start doing stand-up, there was like probably only three people that did podcasts.
hmm
Three comedy podcasts.
yeah,
And like I know that's like for some people listening, that sounds like what? Like there was like I think the big one was you had Joe Rogan, which wasn't even big at the time. Mark
hmm
Maron, which was not even big yet at the time. Kevin Smith, like these were like not huge. They were just kind of like, oh, I do a little thing on the internet. It wasn't big. It wasn't an economy. It wasn't a money making thing. You didn't do a podcast to make money back then. You did a
right,
podcast just to connect with your fans. That's all a podcast was. Like people don't understand like an economy was
yeah.
birthed from a podcast, and it's kind of crazy.
And to be
But
honest, podcasts has really helped me get better at comedy because I can't always get in touch with the big dog. So I would just at work every day. I'm listening to not every day, but like once a week. I'm listening because it depends when it come out. But I'm listening to a comedy podcast, and that's pretty much how I learned a lot of how to do comedy. Not necessarily like the style and stuff, but like you know what to do and what not to do. But definitely like on the business side too. Well, one was Hot Breath. I still
oh
listen to
my
that.
god, I was about to say that, dude. This is
Yeah. And then there's another one that I feel like even if you're not a comic, you should listen to it. I don't know if they're going to continue it because after I listened to this episode today, it seemed like they said they're going to be on a break, but they're going to come back. It's one called Daddy Issues. It's with it used to be Tony Baker in it. You have Craig Wayans, he's a very good writer. He wrote most of the episodes for My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans, and
really
yeah, and he directed. He pretty much he be giving the business. He said that pretty much My Wife and Kids was pretty much about his whole life because he was going through a divorce or whatever. And
really.
yeah, and Chaz Rogers on there, Keon Poli's on there, DC Irvin who opens up for Marlon Wayans, and
I gotta
they
check
talk
that
about
out.
being dads and they talk about being comics, and it's just guy talk for the most part. But it's really like those two podcasts really helped me like grow as a comic for sure.
I, I gotta check that out because My Wife and Kids was another one.
Yeah,
That
it's a good
was
one.
that was. I remember Nick at Night. That was appointment. You know what I'm talking about? That was appointment TV. That was
Yeah,
appointment TV. This is before, and it was. I think it was still on the air at the time, but I didn't know what. I back then, like you had your few channels. You didn't go outside your few
yeah.
channels, so I didn't
Mhm.
know like I could have been watching new episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like dude, I was so dumb when it came to TV.
Yeah,
I was like, if it wasn't on ABC Family, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, I'll watch it. You know, what I mean?
I
Like,
get
but
that.
yeah, no, I was but like, I remember waking up midnight and I would hear the George Lopez theme
Oh,
music. Jesus Christ,
yeah.
you see George Lopez hitting a split.
I will
Like,
fuck his mom. I will fuck the mom for sure. I'm not gonna lie. I will fuck her.
real quick.
Mhm.
You mean the mother character, not
Yeah,
George
yeah,
Lopez's
yeah.
mother
Nah, I don't
character.
know what she looked like. Yeah, the character mom. Yeah, I know what she looked like. I'll
Yeah,
hump her. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, you're gonna bang Benny? Get the fuck out of here! I
And
was like,
I would hump her because she's a hard worker. Like, come on, man. I like a woman that work hard.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, but yeah, going back to, like, it's so crazy how this conversation always goes back to good sitcoms and good quality
Yeah,
comedy.
man.
I mean, and I think the reason why it does that is because you're a student of comedy.
Mhm.
You're someone who is not of one. Again, we've talked about, like, you're not someone who's going to be like, oh, I know everything, I know the best. You're constantly learning, you're constantly growing, you're constantly
Yeah.
looking for resources to grow. You're a student of it, and I think that's the thing. You have to be a student of this. You really do. I
Mhm.
mean, I think the moment people start acting like they know a lot or they
Mhm.
know all of it, they become these local gatekeepers. And then they don't advance themselves because they think they're at the top. But you and I, we're like, oh, dude, there's still more, man. There's so much more.
Yeah,
And
man. Yeah, I be hearing younger comics and they be like, I got an hour. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you
go
don't
on.
even I be here's the thing, like I feel like you should always be a student of this comedy game, or just if you're gonna be in the entertainment space, period, because it's always gonna be evolving. Who knew streaming was gonna be what streaming is? And
Who knew?
whoever was the writers back then, they didn't know that they were gonna have to adapt. They didn't know that they were going to go from 22 episodes a season to probably 10 or 13. You know what
Or
I'm saying? And
five
that,
now.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
and that's different. So when I hear comics think they just, that's the thing about Columbus. That's the only gripe I have with Columbus is that you can reach quickly and people think like, oh, I don't need to do more. When it's like, no, you need to do more. You need to do more. Like I know back probably when you started here, like you guys had like a couple mics a week, like one or two or three, and
Yeah.
now there's more. Now there's a mic a night. And if you're like, my rule is like, if you're under five, you should be out every night as much as possible as you can, because that stage time and the writing is very critical. Like you got to get to know the stage time. For me is about learning audiences. They're so different. You know what I'm saying? Like when I would first hear the laugh in the room fill up, but then quickly go back down, quick laughs. How do you respond to that? You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah.
want the long laughs. So you have to go to those different mics and just mics in general so you can understand the different audiences, so you can learn, is it me, is it the audience, and if it is the audience, how do you win them back over, you know what I'm saying, or how do you learn how to deal with, oh, I gotta stand up here for 15, 30 minutes or whatever, and all these motherfuckers are giving me are short laughs. It's haha. And it's like they all stop in unison. It's like, do y'all know each other? Like everybody just not in unison, and it just fucks you up for a little bit. But if you just, if you, yeah. But what I do is I don't. If somebody comes and asks me like for some advice, I'll say it. If I build a rapport with that person, then I'll give them some tips. But for real, I just let these motherfuckers learn on their own. Like if you think
Mhm.
you want to be the one to know it all, be my guest. But I mean, this game is forever changing, and I'm like
Yeah.
now. Somebody made a very good point. And it's my last point. Somebody made a very good point on Threads where it was like it's crazy how comedians had to buy like these expensive cameras, and now on social media, comedians are like just posting a picture and writing the captions of the joke. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good fucking point. Like, it's just forever changing. So you just have to be like Bruce Lee, what he said, be like water. You really have to be like water in
Yep.
this game because it's just forever changing.
Yeah, and that's an interesting topic I kind of wanted to go over with you is online content versus the actual stage time. Because like
Mhm.
I mean, how do you balance that out? Because like I'll admit this year I burnt myself out chasing the algorithm, and I actually felt it detrimentally hurt my stand-up performance.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh fuck no, this is not going to ruin my stand-up." So now I switched it.
Yeah.
So anything I post online has to come from my stand-up or be something about my stand-up or a podcast. Like I'm not
Mhm.
like because I was spending 60% of my time trying to create so I can get booked to do 40% of something I love to do, and I
Mhm.
couldn't even do 100% of that. Yeah, and that's so. How
Yeah.
do you strike that balance? How do you do that?
Well, the first thing I do is I don't stress about it because I feel like we consume too much. I know like we do comedy, so people automatically, say we're creatives, but everybody's a creative. The person that built this camera is a creative person. We all are meant to create. So I try not to consume too much. And then two, well, the first thing I said, I don't stress about it. And then two, I just kind of like talk about something that I enjoy, right? Like
Hmm.
back when I was really into dating big girls, I love them still to this day. I would, if I saw content that spoke to that, then I would post that because that's authentically me. So what I just try to do is like without really like saying too much, I try to show like my authentic side so maybe that can gain your interest in like coming to see me.
Hmm.
I feel like I was posting too many jokes. Not that I was burning out of jokes because I don't give a fuck. Okay, let me tell you something. I will post the joke and then post another part of the joke or post the last like if I posted already, but I'll post the end of what I already posted and go into I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like you're gonna
Yeah,
see it.
yeah, yeah.
And the reason why I don't care is because like I watch all the Def Comedy Jam episodes and literally like Cedric the Entertainer, like his Space Jam joke or the joke where he talked about the sunflower seeds walking down the aisle at a ghetto wedding. He did that on Def Comedy Jam years ago. So why would I care about something like that? I don't. So I try to stay away from just putting jokes online just because like I'm still trying to build some more jokes and I'm like I don't feel the need to like hurry up and rush to get it out so just so you can know like oh he do comedy like no you know I'm just not in a rush to like put it out until like I'm just not in a rush. I don't even know when I'm gonna put it out, but I'm just not in a rush. And then I try to do like at least one or two a day. I mean not one or two a day, one or two a week.
Really?
I try to just push it like that. Cause when I was doing like every day, like three times a day, like trying to make reels while at work and trying to edit, it was just raising my anxiety. So I just try to do like one or two a week. But the social media that I find that's worked the best for me is YouTube Shorts. So
Yeah, I've been using that a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, so I try to focus on that to build that so that, when I do put stuff out, even if YouTube isn't popular for comics, if it ever falls off or whatever, I still got some stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, YouTube is, really helping comics right now. And you could just put a whole special up there or just put a whole set up there. So I'm like, eventually I'll get to the point where I'm like Josh Johnson where I'm putting out 30-minute sets every day.
Oh my
But
god, dude.
yeah.
Dude, his work ethic, the more I read about it, the less I want to know about it. Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know how he like
I'm
Andy's
I'm
gonna
curious.
Andy's gonna it's amazing. It's just
I'm
amazing.
curious. I'm curious. I need to look it up. I'm curious if I know he was on the Daily Show, which I didn't know because I
He
don't really
was.
watch the
He
Daily
is,
Show.
he is.
But I'm curious before the Daily Show, was he a reporter? Because that would make more
Yes,
sense.
he
I used
was.
to be okay. Because I
Oh,
used to
oh,
be
oh, wait. Do you mean like he was a correspondent on the Daily Show, or do you mean like an actual reporter?
an actual reporter.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
because
because I know
he
he I
just
know
got
he was a correspondent.
he just got bumped up to the desk, which
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
phenomenal at that. Like, I'm like,
I
can this guy just suck at one thing? He
I
has to be
wanna
good at everything.
I wanna know like if he was like a reporter before like a journalism or something, because that would explain the writing, at least to me.
He
Because
is very thoughtful in his writing. It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really haunting, and he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
knows how to keep his writing so interesting. Like he knows how to not be funny so that when he is funny, it's really fucking funny. And I think
Mhm.
that's a trick I've been trying to learn. Like be purposeful in the moments where I'm not funny so that my setup is so damn strong because when he hits his
Oh, yeah,
punchlines,
yeah.
it feels like he just threw a grenade into the audience. You're like, "Whoa!" Like he's bang.
I love doing that. Like I'm getting like I hit you up about the joke about my dad, and I did it the way that you told me, like switch it out, put
Yeah,
the church's chicken part first, and that did work. I'm
yeah,
still
good,
work.
good, good,
I'm still working on it.
good.
But I like slowing it down and saying the most important thing. I love saying that. So I'm not just up here telling jokes. I'm out here sharing some life advice, and then I'm
Mhm.
going to hit you with this joke. I love that. I really love that setup. I feel like I'm still trying to like find my way. I know I'm like a deadpan comic. I'm really calm and stuff. But the thing about it is, I'm so like I don't want to say nervous, but I'll be like so uncomfortable on stage. If you really pay attention to me, I'm always like touching myself to calm myself down, not in a very sexual way.
No,
But
no,
like I'm
guys, he's not whacking off. He's not whacking off. No.
yeah,
I get that. I get
yeah.
that. But as for seeing you as somebody who looks nervous, as not, I think you are. very calm on stage. There is a certain element that you have that's very Lenny Bruce meets Richard Pryor's.
Yeah.
Like those two comics in particular, they knew how to live in the silence so that when there's a hilarious joke,
Hmm.
boom, it crescendos so damn big, I am fascinated by that, and that takes a certain skill and discipline, which I see that you are constantly working at, and it's hilarious. Like you'll go on stage. I love your opening line. What's up, Caucasian? Like just a simple, but it's like it's not even that you're saying it, but it's your inflection. It's
Yeah.
the loudness of how you say it. It's the tone, your facial expression. There is like so much going on in that 3 word opening. There's
Which
so much to it. It is so complicated what you're doing.
But
Because
you
it's
want to
like
know what's really going on? So
what?
I used to really struggle getting the mic out of the mic stand, and it used to raise my anxiety. I used to have panic attacks.
Really?
So
Holy
yeah,
shit.
so I think I've noticed there was a lot of white people, and I just said, "What's up, Caucasians?" and they laughed, but it gave me time to take the mic out of the mic stand. So that's why I would do it, and then also I knew I needed a quick laugh, and so that's one of them. And
Holy
then
shit.
it's kind of like just addressing the room. Like I got to talk to my counselor about this because it's not a bad thing. I'm just trying to like learn how to like adjust to it. It's like I'm usually like the only black comic or the only black person in the room, so I will address that. I'm not gonna like overly do it, but to me, it kind of like just calms me down. Like I see you, you see me, and we're here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then also what I'm also doing is when I say that, I'm also testing out the mic because sometimes they don't have the front monitors on. Like at black
I
church,
know
I
what
don't know. Yeah, I don't know at white churches, but at black churches, the pastor will tell you I can't hear myself, or they'll be like, I don't hear the
yeah.
monitors, or turn it up. So I'll be like, now that I have the mic in my hand, I'm like, oh, I see what they're talking about, and it kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
do that to kind of like test the mic to see, okay, do I need to
That's
speak louder this whole set, or am I cool and relaxed? Like, yeah, I'm definitely testing out the mic for sure too.
you could not have proven my point even more. Like I said, what's a simple 3 word thing that you do? It has a multifaceted thing that it can. You're achieving like 30 goals of something you
Yeah.
want to do within seconds. I mean that again, like I said, that takes a extraordinary amount of discipline. Shit that I don't got. I don't got that discipline. I just go hey, like I just go crazy. But you, wow, that's
But because
incredible, man.
but I had to learn because when I first started doing comedy, nobody could understand what I was saying because my
Mhm.
voice, when I talk in my normal voice, my voice is deep and I kind of talk real monotone and I talk fast. So I can like when I talk my normal voice, people will be like, "What?" Or they'll just give me a look and then I'll say it again and I'll slow it down. So when I first started doing comedy, people could not understand what I was saying, and some comics would tell me like, "Listen, you were up there the whole time. I did not know not one word you said." So I had to like really like learn how to like use my voice or what voice I wanted to use when I was on stage with the microphone. Cause like I'm not
The
a
same thing.
stranger to having a microphone in my hand, but usually when I had a microphone in my hand, I was singing. So that was different. I wasn't really
Ooh.
speaking. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I had to do the same thing. I had to make sure I wasn't talking too fast and tripping over words. That was something
Yeah.
I did. But hey, we're at the top of our time. Ty, I had to reorganize this show, man, because again, like I said, no, there was stuff I was gonna do, but you again, I told you were gonna take over the show. You are a very fascinating, interesting person at I feel like I got to even know more of in this interview, man. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Everybody, please go follow Tye. I got his handle right down there. Go follow him. But more importantly, go see him live. Go see what we're talking about right now. I mean, because like I said, Tye, he when you do your set, you're setting up an experience. You're not just it's not just a regular set where you're here, you're back, you're done. It's you are getting ripped into Tye's world and you're going through the jokes with him. It's a fascinating, absolutely hilarious time. So definitely do that. Tye, again, thank you so much. Stay on after we sign off, but thank you again. Is there anything you want to plug before we get out of here? I know you got
Yeah.
the Gateway show this Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. When is this dropping?
This is going to drop Thursday.
Okay, yeah. So I got the Gateway show on Saturday, which is free at 8 o'clock. If you're in Cincinnati, I'll be at Go Bananas on the 11th at 7 p.m. But then if you're in Powell, that's Trump country, so I will be in and out. I will be at Immortal RC. That's a biker show. And then on the 24th, come see me at hashtag. I'm always there every month for live with Murph and Tye. And that is at 9 o'clock. Tickets could be found in my bio at TYE Comedy, wherever you do social media. And then before I go, I also want to thank Jesse for bringing me on the show. But more importantly, I also want to thank Jesse because Jesse's one of those older comics that if you would literally ask him a question, he's not going to be stuck up. Like he's generally going to respond to you and give you an answer. So I know some younger comics may be afraid to go to older comics, but Jesse is one that you could for sure go to. Check out Jesse. He's very informative. He will give you all the information you need. Like I said, I'm working on a joke about my father who passed away, and the first person I called was Jesse. I was like, hey, I need some help. So if you need some help, definitely check out Jesse and support Jesse. He's a really good comic and he's a really good dude. But he's from Youngstown, so that's why. So,
Youngstown people are built a different way. Thank you so
real
much for the
different.
kind words. All right. Well, anyways, that's for the hot mess, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a good night. We'll be